So welcome to another episode of Media Bounty Presents. Thanks. That was my next guest, which is Mark Powell. Thanks for joining, Mark. So, Mark, pleasure's all mine. Mark, where are you from? And tell us a bit about what you're up to. What do you do?
I'm the creative director and founder of Bay 12 Studio.
Anne-Marie, if you could show a quick edit that I filmed earlier on, you can see some of the cool stuff that they got up here in Bay 12 Studio. I can thoroughly recommend these guys if you wanted to use them for print, online, web design, or just a little bit of crazy creative thinking. Today we're going to be talking about, as the usual stuff, what entertains us in the world of branding and marketing. Or do we...
Christmas!
Oh yeah. So we're going to be talking about Christmas today because everybody will be talking about, and already is, writing endless essays of their thoughts and feelings about the most emotive of ads that happen each year that the teams across the agencies seem to spend most of the year making. And that's, Anne-Marie, if you can put the Waitrose Robin here, and don't forget Buster the Boxer from John Lewis. You can put him here.
And the Aldi Carrot, just here.
You want to put the Aldi Carrot here, but then if we put here at bicep height, that's quite random. Yeah, if you could put the latest Sainsbury's, The Greatest Gift, that's the one that we're going to be talking about today. So I sent the Greatest Gift ad for Mark and his amazing perusing mind to have a look at earlier, so we'll figure out what he thinks about that in a second. But before we do that, I met Mark at Leeds University. So with that, I thought we'd go back in time and have a look at Sainsbury's Family Christmas with John Cleese. They used him throughout the 90s. They actually produced the year's most irritating ad in 1999. That was the last ad that John Cleese did with Sainsbury's, and he was walking around a supermarket with a megaphone. Apparently that offended everyone. But before he messed up with that one, the team at AMV BBDO made this.
On fresh Sainsbury's turkey with fresh pork, apple and cranberry stuffing. Now that's the port and cranberry gravy recipe from Sainsbury's magazine. Next, Sainsbury's cheese basket, indulgence chocolate orange log. Down. Sainsbury's double cream with Cointreau. Yes. And champagne. Right. What are you missing? Family. Oh, come on. The food's getting cold.
Have yourself a Sainsbury's Family Christmas.
Mark, what do you reckon? 40 seconds, TV.
I think it's to the point for a Christmas ad. It's about the food. That's what Sainsbury's do. They sell you food. And
they do.
I think John concentrates on how great the food that Sainsbury's sell for Christmas.
Good old John.
And families, God, yeah, well, I have to deal with the family, but I like the food. Ultimately, isn't one of the best things at Christmas the food?
No, it's family, Mark.
I don't know. I think my family would disagree. They're more interested in the food and the booze.
Yeah, me too.
Just
realised you look like Santa a little bit.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, convulsing Santa. So, turkey. Now let's fast forward to to 2016, The Greatest Gift by Sainsbury's. We'll have a quick look at this and then we'll have comments, but I think you'll notice a slight difference in tact and the way that the messages, whatever they may be, Christmas is still a theme, by the way, you might notice that.
But it's a change of tone.
You won't see much of John Cleese. Anyway, let's
crank
check
the
that out
emotions up to 11 because it is 2016. I feel all warm inside.
Another year over, where do they go to? It's a mystery. Now it's December.
Is that James Corden?
I don't know, it could be anyone, Mark. I mean, I don't know why you think it might be James Corden. London-centric over Grand Train. I'm just saying, I get on that.
I race into work and the place is berserk. Yes, it's Christmas time. I wanna find the greatest gift I can give my family.
Sounds a bit Oasis, that bit.
Right now, I don't have time to breathe.
Winter sunshine.
Here we go.
The streets are chaotic.
Right, so we'll let Jimmy Corden go on If he can just go here, I don't know why Mark wants him over here. Bring it back.
What about there?
No, stop it. We have to talk about this. Anne-Marie, can you take it to here so those people can watch it?
Wife again.
Let's see what your wife has to say about this as well.
Hello.
I'd like to spend the time with the ones I love so dear. I'm trying to find the greatest gift I can give my family. I don't have time, there's only one of me. Tell me how.
Thanks for taking that call, Mark, mid-recording. So anyway, still going here. Tell us what you think. Can we just bring the volume down here?
Only there was a way to.
So this is obviously a lot different. It's stop motion animation. It was done painstakingly, hand by hand, 1/25th of a second for each frame. They did 3D printing for the models of these characters. You've got the central character, which is a very British, hard-working family man, a dad, who has so much to do at Christmas like we all do, and he even clones himself. But the main message is obviously family again. So, there is a celebrity in it, but it's not as obvious as John Cleese talking about food at a table.
But it is as obvious as James Corden.
Yeah, but it's not James Corden stood in front of a massive table of food going, "Oh, it's Christmas, I don't know why it sounds like that. It's Christmas, I love Brussels sprouts. You're amazing." Not that he would.
I love it.
Apparently this is Mark's drawing that he did between takes of James Corden. Just going back to the end of this video, it is a storytelling. It's emotional. It clicks with real life and that, oh no, I feel that. I always feel that I've got too much to do at Christmas. I wish I'd spend more time with my family. I remember talking about wishing I could get cloned. So there's a lot of consumer truths in the story, and there's a lot of, and it's a lovely thing to watch. It's a 3-minute piece of work. But in the end, you don't know that it's Sainsbury's, really, until the Sainsbury's logo goes bring.
I think that's
Great
because
Ormond
it's
Street.
so long that it's 3.5 minutes long that most people switch off at about 1.5 minutes. Go, I can't believe this advert's still going on. I think it's
on
the sad
Sainsbury's,
result
so.
of multimedia cross-platform advertising, whereby as a larger brand you have to kind of really push the boundaries. You have to go that extra step further in order to have a voice that can stand out amongst all the noise that surrounds it, that you have to invest this much time and this much money, have a backing how we made this and how we did this. And I don't doubt that there's a serious amount of creativity. Every individual artist, the director who worked on this is superb, but I kind of, as a consumer, I just kind of feel a bit tired with it all. I think that it's maybe its heart's in the right place, but the cynical side of me says that maybe I'm just a bit sick and tired of trying to pull at my emotional heartstrings.
That's interesting.
Kind of take this forward,
because actually John Lewis ad, which we haven't looked at this year because we don't have time, but the John Lewis ad, as you mentioned earlier in the pub, Mark, is not as kind of tearjerky as it has been in the past. There's a little element. They've reversed back from it a little bit.
Yeah, I think they kind of they got a lot of backlash with last year's advert, and I think that they've kind of taken that on board, and it's generally a little bit more fun, a little bit more offhand. It's just kind of, I think as a consumer you relate this year. I would say you relate closer with that John Lewis ad, because it's really not trying to pull those emotional strings that this advert is.
Yeah, maybe it's time to kind of reverse a bit on the emotions. If you're forced to feel emotional, it might have the reverse effects as well. But
yeah, forced emotion generally leads to cynicism and general anger, which is not a particularly great thing.
So that's what we're getting from you on the Christmas ad.
I'm not exactly the world's happiest person. I think anger and cynicism are one of my key factors.
Don't know what you mean. All right.
I think, if you're going for true emotion, I think we've had such a shitty year that people just want to laugh.
All right, so let's have a freeze face quickly for the John Cleese 1990s ad, the Sainsbury's Family Christmas. It wasn't really a freeze face. You just basically slap your wrist, just like John Cleese did. But that's fine.
A freeze face.
Can we just we'll get a slow mo on that, Anne Marie, and when he's. And now let's fast forward into the future to now, 2016. It's the greatest gift animation, stop motion, took ages to do. James Corden, freeze face.
Well, I'd just like to caveat: directors and everyone who worked on it are amazing.
So that's your freeze face. If we can get a blue on that, that's the weirdest one we've had yet, but that's fine. Right, thanks, Mark. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for inviting me to Bay 12 Studios.
It's been a pleasure.
Go on at Instagram at Media Bounty or at Media Bounty, same thing, Twitter, and you can send a picture of your face showing us how you feel about John Cleese or maybe James Corden's narration singing for the official Christmas ad for Sainsbury's 2016. I hope you have a Merry Christmas, Mark. Big up yourself.